In this segment, we will be going over Octopath Traveler. I'm Chico from Treehouse. I'm also here with a fellow Treehouse member, Rich.
Hello.
Whatever. And also we have special guest from Square Enix, Mr. Takahashi, the producer of this game. And then also another Treehouse member, Ryan. He's here for translator. Job, sorry.
not the pretend translator.
No,
the real
I'm
translator.
sorry.
Those all went home.
So,
okay. Sorry, go ahead.
we're here to talk today about the, we're here to talk about a couple of new characters that we haven't seen before, but we're talking a little bit about the demo that's going to be released tomorrow, Thursday. What is that, June 14th? Is that what we're looking at now?
I think so,
okay,
yeah.
And for this demo, we're looking at the character Hanit, the hunter. I wanted to demonstrate a little bit of her path action right here, Provoke. And while I'm demonstrating the path action, I was hoping that Mr. Takahashi could speak a little bit about what's new in this brand new Octopath Traveler prologue demo while I punish my townsfolk.
第2弾の体験版で新しいことについて話していただけますでしょうか。
わかりました。明日配信されるプロローグデモは前回の体験版と違って8人すべてのキャラを選ぶことができます。それと製品版にセーブデータを引き継ぐことができるというのが大きい特徴です。
So the big points about the demo that's going to be coming out tomorrow are that you'll be able to choose between any of the 8 characters to play as, and also that your save data from the demo tomorrow will carry into the full version of the game when it's released.
Nice.
So what I'm doing right here is I'm engaged in a path action. Hanit's path action is Provoke. That allows me to fight various villagers that I encounter. Anyone who's played the previous demo, you saw Ulbricht's path action of Challenge. Hanit's is different in that it's not Hanit who's doing the fighting, it's rather her animal allies that are doing the fighting for her. Hanit is a hunter, and so she acquires animals that she traps in combat, and she can use them to fight. So I'm going to jump into another battle to show you a little bit more what I did in the last battle. This villager, I have now discovered that the villagers are vulnerable to swords, because, I mean, I think a lot of villagers are probably vulnerable to swords. Lind is always with me, so I will always be able to attack with Lind. Lind has a sword-like attack that puts this villager into a break state by breaking his or her shield. I also, every turn, earn boost points up in the top right corner. You can see I have 2 because I've gone 2 turns without spending them. I can press the R button to increase the boost on my attacks. And that will either do more attacks in some cases, or it will do stronger attacks right now with my various animal allies. More than enough to teach this villager a little lesson. What is great about Hanit is that Hanit can get into these battles and can level up very quickly because of these early fights that you can have with the villagers. I'll do one more here. I want to fight this fledgling hunter so that you can see what it looks like when I don't know any of the vulnerabilities. Oh, I do know one of the vulnerabilities here still. I'm going to try a different creature, one of my trapped animals, a forest fox that also has a sword-like attack. You see it breaks the shield. Now you're starting to see kind of how this battle plays out. And then I'm going to boost Lind and go in for another strike. I have a limited number of uses of the other animals that I've trapped, so every time I summon them in battle, they're gonna, you're gonna deplete that by 1 use before you release the animal back into the wild. So I'm just gonna stock up for battle right here, pick up some items. While I'm doing this, Mr. Takahashi, why don't you speak a little bit about what your role is on the game, so that people have a sense of what you did here.
買い物をしてるうちにちょっと高橋さんにこのオクトパストラベラーにどのように携わっていらっしゃいましたか、話していただけますでしょうか。
はい、そうですね、どこにというよりも、プロデューサーとして全体に関わっていたんですけれども、そうですね、範囲とのシナリオにも関わっていますし、ゲームシステム全般に関わっています。
So I don't know if it should be said where I was actually involved, but I was involved in the creation of Hanit's scenario, and also the creation of all the scenarios in the game too.
Yeah, and basically he's the producer, so he was
Yes.
overseeing everything, correct?
Yes.
Now, one thing that I want to point out about this game is, if you've played the previous demo and if you pick up the prologue demo that we're releasing tomorrow, you'll see that every character has his or her own storyline. And what I like about this is it feels like a very personal storyline related to that specific character. Right now I'm going into the forest to figure out what it is that has been attacking some of the local animals. Along the way I'm getting into random battles. In this case I have a monster that I'm fighting. I don't know its vulnerabilities. Now that it's a regular battle, I can use Hanet's own attacks as well as the animal allies that I've captured in battle. So I'm going to start by cycling between her two weapons, her bow and arrow and her axe. And I'm going to attack with the axe so that you can see this animal is not vulnerable to axe attacks. So I haven't broken its shield yet. I'm going to switch over to my bow attack. It is vulnerable to bows, so I put it into that break state again. Now it's a good chance for me to look at my beast lore abilities that are unique to Hanet as a hunter. She can summon any of the beasts that I've previously trapped, or she can capture another beast. I have a pretty low chance of success right now, but I can increase that by boosting and by boosting again to 100%. When I capture this one, I'm going to have the skill Slash, which is another sword-based attack. Yoink. And now that creature is going to show up in my captured animals list for summoning into battle.
So as Rich was mentioning, each character have very deep story element to this in this game. Usually when you play an RPG, there's an overarching, very epic, big story that you have to save the world or something. But in this one, of course, there's a storyline, but there's also individual characters' background story. You can learn about the character's personality and then their history and stuff like that. While Rich is playing, I was wondering if Mr. Takahashi can tell us like which of the 8 characters is your favorite?
高橋さんに8人キャラクターの8人の中で一番好きなキャラクターは誰ですか？それについてお話しいただけますか？
そうですね。一人決めるのはちょっと難しいなと思います。
Let's see. Well, I think it's a bit difficult to narrow it down to just to one person.
ただそうですね。もちろんこのハイントも大好きですけれども、前の体験版でも出ていた剣士のオルベリックは一番最初に8キャラクターの中で出来上がったキャラクターなのですごい思い入れがあります。
But I do like Hanet, whom you're playing as now, and I also like Olberic, the swordsman who appeared in the first demo that was released for this game, since he was the first of the 8 characters that we created for this game. So he means a lot to me. I have a lot of good memories around him.
One thing to mention about Olberic and the difference between his path action and Hanet's. Olberic's path action, if you remember, was challenge. He could challenge people to combat. And then Hanet's is provoke. There are 2 different types of path action in this game. There's a rogue path action and then there's a noble path action. Would you take a moment to speak about the difference between rogue path actions and noble path actions as I skip this story scene and don't spoil the story for anyone?
Okay.
There we go.
邪道と正当の違いについて。
そうですね。オルベリックの試合というコマンドはレベルがある程度上がっていないとできないことがあるんですけれども、その代わりリスクが何もないというコマンドです。それに代わってこのけしかけるというのはレベルに関係なく誰にでもできるんだけれども、失敗した時にちょっと人々との関係性が下がるというリスクがあるというものになっています。
So with Olberic's challenge ability, you're able to challenge any townsperson you want as long as your level is high enough. And so, like, you only have a chance of losing, and that's the only risk that you take. But on the other hand, with Hanet's provocability, you can challenge anybody you like, but if you lose, you have a chance that your reputation with the town will decrease, so there is something to lose in that case.
So rogue path actions have something at risk if you fail, but you can always do them against different characters if they permit that path action, whereas noble path actions sometimes have a level cap about whether you can actually challenge a person or do another path action to them, but there's no risk associated with it.
さっきからリッチさんすごいプレーが上手なので僕が何も言うことがないんですけれども。
I've been watching Rich play from before, and you're really good at this, so there's really nothing for me to say here.
今日はアットホームに友達の家でゲームをする感じでっていうふうに聞いていたので、すごいリラックスして見ています。
And I was told that when I came here today that I should approach Treehouse Live as, playing games as if I'm at home with friends. So I'm just sitting here relaxed, watching you go at it.
That's good.
I can do a lot worse. I mean, I can be way worse. See, I've got a status effect now. I can't see. So let's talk about status effects, why don't we?
スタータス効果についての話に話を変えましょうか。
全然どんどんプレイしてきてください。
Just keep playing.
Just keep playing? Okay, okay.
Yes, yes.
Well, let's see. This is going to affect my ability to hit. It affects my accuracy. You can see I'm blind for a couple more turns, basically. In the top right corner, I have a count of 2 up there that tells me how many turns remain until I get my vision back. Fortunately, I was able to hit and put the enemy into a break state, so even though I can't see, I can still shoot. And kind of got through that successfully. I'm going to try to level up because I want to show one more. Oh, I can't leave a treasure chest behind. What am I thinking? That's money. Money counts. I'm going to try to level up a little bit more so that I can show off a bit of the progression system in this game, as you earn job points that you can spend to get skills that you can deploy in battle. I have these hunter skills right here. Oh, my mic just dropped. No, I'm cool. I have these hunter skills that I can deploy right here. Okay, this guy's vulnerable against arrows, and I have a rain of arrows, which is going to be pretty nice. This attacks random foes 5 to 8 times with a bow. There's only one foe, so it won't be that random. But this costs skill points for me to use. I can spend job points to get more skills, and there are different kinds of skills. There are active ones that I choose to use in combat, and then there are passive ones that are sort of, running in the background all the time. I'm going to see if I can capture him and really add to my number of animal allies that I can deploy in battle. So the reason that I'm doing all of this is it's great that I have an axe and a bow that I can use. That gives me 2 types of weapons I can use to attack different vulnerabilities. But Hanet, by picking up animals along the way that have different weapon types to their attack, I can hit different vulnerabilities by using those animals to attack instead of attacking myself. So she is great for finding and breaking different enemies with different vulnerabilities. I don't know what is going to be worthwhile against this guy. I've used a bow. It's not doing a whole lot. I'm going to switch to my axe. Okay, he's vulnerable against an axe. That's great to know. I'm also going to summon the forest fox again to see if he's vulnerable against swords. No. But I did put a status effect on him that helps me out here.
Is that a monster or animal? Or does he have both?
Well, let's see. I've got a 100% chance of capturing him, so I think he's going to count as a soon-to-be animal ally.
Okay.
But I've already maxed out, so I have to release somebody. That forest fox that I was using, I've almost used him up, so I might as well release him back into the wild and add this new guy to my party.
Good.
So I'll just take a quick moment to jump into the skills section here so that you can see a little bit of what I can do. I've got 30 job points now, and I can purchase a number of different skills that I will have immediate access to in battle. Lightning damage sounds really handy, so I'm going to pick up lightning damage. And you'll see in my next battle that I have a lightning skill that I can use. And that'll probably be my last battle because I do want to... Do I want to show a boss? I can show a little bit of this boss. Maybe. But we're going to have to cut it out.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
a small purple.
Oh, gosh. I hope this doesn't take too long because I want to have a little bit of time for Therian.
Are you strong enough to attack this guy?
At this point, probably not.
Oh.
I ran straight into a boss battle. I may not be properly ready for it. That's okay. What I am going to do is I'm going to see if he's vulnerable to arrows, though. Yeah, that's handy.
Can you capture both characters too?
No, I'm not going to be able to capture him. I'm pretty sure he's not friendly enough for that.
Yeah, he doesn't look friendly at all.
see. He's untamable.
Oh, okay.
But I know that he's vulnerable to bows, so I'm going to boost to do 2 bow attacks to break him. I wasn't actually expecting to show a boss battle here, but I don't know quite how to get out of this. We're in for a penny, in for a pound, I say. So I'm going to try to max my attacks right now. I've got 2 boosts I can do to boost this to like a level 3 attack. And that's a much stronger arrow strike now. And he comes out of his break state. I'm going to let him kill me so that I have enough time to switch saves.
Yeah.
And not because I'm incapable of beating him. Oh no, I could definitely do that, I'm sure.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
It's fine. We'll die. Should I stop hurting him? I can't stop fighting him.
You can't? Can't you just escape the battle?
No.
Oh, no.
戦いから、今からチェンジします。
Maybe while Rich is struggling to kill this boss characters, we can maybe, you know.
Struggling to be killed by this boss character.
Maybe we can switch to save data to showcase different character. And then while we're switching it, maybe Mr. Takahashi can talk more about the game, like what's unique about this game.
オクトパストラベラーの特徴的なところっていうのは何でしょうか。
そうですね、先ほども街でいろんな村の人たちにモンスターをけしかけてたと思うんですけれども、8人のキャラクターがそれぞれフィールドコマンドというものを持っていて、街の人々に対して、試合を挑むことができたり、物を盗むことができたり、または聞き出すことができたり、裏情報を知ることができたりというようなフィールドコマンドがあるのが大きい特徴です。
I think a big thing that's special about this game is, just as we were showing off before with Rich in the town using Provoke on the villagers for battles, is the way that you can interact with villagers in battle. In the town in this game. Each of the 8 characters has their own way of interacting with the townspeople, whether it's through provoking them to battle or gaining information from them. These are the kinds of things that you can do in this game, and that's something that's unique about it.
And that transitions us perfectly into Therion, who we've got loaded up now, because I did successfully die in that last battle. Therion is a thief, so his path action is to steal. We were talking about the rogue path actions a moment ago. I can steal from anyone in this town with a 100% success rate because they trust me. They shouldn't trust me, but here I am just taking all of their things.
It sounds even awful. Oh.
So what Therion has that's different from Haunted is he has the ability to build up a real inventory of healing items and attacking items, and even weapons that other characters will be able to use. He also is the only person who can open up these purple chests that come with a lot of really amazing things that you won't be able to buy in stores. When you steal from people, you also get items that you may not be able to buy in stores in the game. So his steal ability comes in really handy, especially early on in the game, when I am trying to get enough items together that I can survive some of the battles that I'm going to show off in just a few minutes. I've stolen from just about everybody on this top floor.
最初のエリアなのでちょっと盗みやすくなってるんですけれども、だんだんゲームが進んでいくとこれが盗みにくくなってきたりもするので。
So the beginning area for Therion, it's made so that all the townspeople are easy to rob from, but as you progress through the game, it does get more difficult to rob from all the people, just so you know.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just very trusting. I think outside of your hometown, outside of your starting town, people get a bit more suspicious of a wandering thief.
They should. The town, the details is very beautiful. It's like 2D HD is the new visual style for this game, and then I can see all the details in the background. And it's amazing. It's
I really like the lighting effects as well. Now I'm just going to hop in through the window here and break into this manor so that I can show you some of how Therion's battles play out and how they're different from the way Honnet's battles played out. I could totally have beaten that boss. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to beat that boss. I had things to do.
Sure, of course.
So here we see Therion going up against this soldier here. I got an advantage on him, but I have a sword and I have a dagger that I can use. I'm pretty sure that this guy's going to be vulnerable to my basic weapon since this is my very first set of encounters. I can break this character with a single knife attack. and then I'll be able to steal items from him. My percentages are pretty low right now, even if I fully boost. So what I want to do right now, probably, I'm not going to fully boost. I'm going to save some boost points for later, but do a couple of big attacks on him to soften him up so that I can steal from him in a few seconds. He's going to get a cheap shot on me. I'm going to attack him again, put him back into that break state, and then I'm going to steal. It's a little better. That's a lot better. And I stole a Fire Soul Stone that I'm going to use in a separate battle in a few minutes. This allows me to start stockpiling items that these creatures are carrying themselves and use them against other creatures in the battles to come. Knock him out of the way and continue my wandering through the Ravis Manor on Chapter 1 of Therion's storyline. Just wandering not at all suspiciously through this manor. And I just want to showcase a few more of the battle types that you can get into. So I'm going to walk around and see if I can trigger some random battles.
I'll make this quick. Out of my way.
These guys are a little bit tougher. We have Ice Sentinels. Now, one thing I want to point out about some of the deeper strategy of this game is you can kind of guess what vulnerabilities certain monster types are going to have. I had to kind of work it out the hard way that this creature is vulnerable to swords, but I noticed that it's an Ice Sentinel. I have a pretty good feeling that it's going to be vulnerable to fire as well. So when I tried that, I discovered that yes, it does have a vulnerability to fire. It's going to come out of its break state, throw an ice grenade at me. I am going to break it again. And then I'm going to try stealing from it with a pretty well maxed out. Yeah, I'm going to just max that out with boost points and make my stealing as easy as possible. That gives me an Ice Soul Stone that I can use against other enemy types. And in this part of the game, I'll keep stealing from one type of enemy to use it against a different type of enemy. But there's no reason to prolong this one, so I'm just going to max out my boost and incinerate him and move on to another fight. So where Therion, or where H'aanit can be much more forceful and direct in her combat, Therion needs to be very careful about maintaining his hit points, maintaining break states of the enemies, and tracking when enemies are going to be attacking so that I know when to steal, I know how much to soften them up, and I know what items are going to be most useful against enemies that I'm running into battles with. I'm much more item dependent than H'aanit was previously. Let's just go into some harder battles. I should have healed up before that. It's fine. Yeah, this guy I already know pretty well. So I am going to do just the standard routine here and continue to demonstrate a little bit of the strategy here. While we're going through some of these fighting scenes, I was going to let Chico field a question because I had one and then I blanked on it. I had a question right there.
Oh, really?
And then it just slipped away in the midst of all the violence, and now I've got nothing. Do you remember what my question was?
I don't remember.
Come on, guys, let's get serious.
Sorry. So, Mr. Takahashi, while Rich is doing more battles, this Octopath Traveler have very unique battle system, which is kind of similar to Bravely Default, but kind of different from that. How did you make these changes? You know, how did you come up with this kind of unique battle system?
もちろんオクトパストラベラーもブレイブリーシリーズも単性バトルシステムになってるんですけれども、これはブレイブリーとまた違うシステムになっていて、これをどのように特徴をつけたんですか？ブレイブリーと別のシステムになるために。
そうですね。ブレイブリーの時はBP BP を使って行動の回数を増やすというものだったんですけれども、今回はブーストシステム、コマンドをブーストすることによって、回数を増やすこともできるし、威力を上げることもできるということで、できることの幅が広がったのかなと思っています。
So the Bravely series had what were also called BP, but in that game, the BP were simply used to increase the number of actions that each character could take. But in this game, they're called boost points, also BP, but they function a little bit differently, where they allow you to improve the power of attacks and also the number of attacks as well. So I think that's one thing that we're able to change in this game.
でそれにブレイクのシステムが加わったことによって爽快感のあるバトルになっていると思います。
And then also we've added in a break system as well, so we think that this system will, this turn-based system variety will feel a little bit fresher to players when they get their hands on this.
Cool. Because as a big RPG fan, I'm very interested in this game, and I'm looking forward to getting that demo tomorrow. I think this is it for this segment.
Yep.
And as an ending, closing message, is there anything you'd like to say from Mr. Takahashi?
そうですね、新しい体験版、プロローグデモが、明日こちらの時間で明日の6月14日の朝、日本時間でいうと6月15日の深夜に配信が開始されます。3時間だけ遊べる体験版なんですけれども、製品版にデータも引き継げますし、製品版では5、60時間ぐらいメインストーリーだけ遊んでもたっぷり遊べますし、サブストーリーまで遊ぼうとすると80時間から100時間ぐらい遊べるので、ぜひ楽しんでいただきたいなと思います。
So the demo releases tomorrow, and it's tomorrow morning. That's the 14th for North America, and in Japan it will be the 15th in the middle of the night. And the demo allows you to play as any of 8 characters, and you can play for up to 3 hours, and that content that you play carries over, your save data carries into the final version of the game. The final version of the game, if you just want to play through all 8 characters' stories, that will give you 50 to 60 hours of playtime, but there are also sub-stories as well, and if you go through the sub-stories too, you're looking at 80 to 100 hours of playtime. So I'm really hoping that you guys...
That's a lot of hours.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that you guys have a good time with this.
Okay, thank you so much. That's it for...
Before we go, not quite.
Okay, sorry.
I did want to mention one last thing that I don't think we've mentioned before. The game will be available on Nintendo eShop for pre-purchase today at 3 o'clock. So if you're interested in this, you can go straight to Nintendo eShop and do a pre-purchase there.
Yep. Thank you, Rich,
Yeah, now
for
we're done.
reminding. Now we're finally done. Next up is Splatoon 2 Octo expansion. We'll be right back. Bye.